Hi, can you tell me about the event?
Be my guest.
No, I don't. This is the Victorian Heritage Festival in Port Townsend, and this is the 29th year of the event. This is the last day. We're celebrating the Victorian history of the town of Port Townsend.
So Port Townsend is one of the 3 Victorian seaports in the United States, along with Cape May, New Jersey, and Charleston, in Texas. Charleston.
Corpus Christi?
No.
No,
I think Charleston.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And how did you get involved in this?
I was actually one of the people that started it 29 years ago.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Sue.
Yeah, and then we did it for a long time, and then it just kind of tapered off, and
It's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work, and people got involved with other things. And then when Scott and Tracy came back and started working, they were the ones that kind of resurrected
Yeah,
it.
they really, they have. And I mean, I would say like a lot of the focus is on a lot of educational
And that was part of
events.
it. Mhm.
I mean, they're real, over at the Pope Marine Building, we have a lot of like educational seminars on everything historical Port Townsend. And I think that's been a big draw
I think
here.
people enjoy hearing about that
I
kind
do
of
too.
stuff.
I do too.
Yeah.
And then we do have tours of some of the Victorian homes here. We have uptown and downtown walking tours. On Saturday we have a beautiful fashion show and then a dance.
And the dance, yeah,
And,
that dance is great.
The dance is a lot of fun. And next year we're going to be celebrating the 30th year. Wow, I didn't know
Cannot
that you were.
believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
It
that's
was
exciting.
funny how it started. This is just an
Yeah,
aside.
How did it start?
Well, my friend Lynn, who used to own the Holly Hill House, she's since passed away, but she was on a plane coming from someplace, and this man whose name was Horace Foxall, and he worked for the Army Corps of Engineers, and they started talking, and he said, you guys should celebrate your Victorian heritage. And these two got their heads together and started talking about this. And Horace was great. He came every year, and he would do wonderful talks and everything. He worked on the, what's it called, the joint McCord, the
I don't know.
Army base over there.
Over at what, Fort Worden?
It's
Fort
by,
Casey?
yeah, it's by Tacoma. Anyhow, he did a lot of work over there. And so then he got Lynn involved. And Lynn, at the time, because there were a lot of us that had bed and breakfast, myself included, we decided that it would be a good off-season kind of thing to do.
Yeah.
And the idea was to bring people in, because the summertime is always crazy. And it worked really well. We had a great time. We had a lot of support from the downtown and uptown merchants, and
Wow.
people got dressed, and
Nice.
We still get dressed.
And it's still happening.
it is
That's
happening.
really fun that it still exists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it had a few years that it didn't.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was-
people getting older and like you're saying, people
Lots
passing
going on.
away and yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and actually the first year I think that Scott and Tracy took it over, they had all kinds of ideas, and then COVID hit.
They had to cancel it.
Yeah, so it was almost like it was maybe going to be over, but it's ever since then it's just been kind of growing more and more.
Right, I
hasn't
think it has, and I think it's really fun to walk around and see people dressed up.
Oh
And,
yeah, it's fun to do it.
yeah, it is fun to do it.
Now, how do people get a hold of you to find out more about this?
We do a lot of advertising. We do a lot of online things. It's all over Facebook and stuff like that. But they do some other advertising. I do some print, but I don't know that they do a lot of print. It's much more.
And it's called Port Townsend Victorian Heritage Festival.
Heritage Festival. I know I keep calling it the Victorian Festival, but it's got a new name.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is wonderful.
Have you been able to go around a little bit and see?
No, I just drove by and noticed the outfits and thought I'd stop and see what's going on.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
there's a map over there that you can take? And is there,
And actually, and Kathy talks about, so this is part of a promotional thing, I think. Kathy does this walking tour this summer, and Kathy is one of the co-chairs. And so every Sunday in the summertime, from June until I think September, she does a walking tour in Uptown, showing the different homes and the bell tower and the post office, and kind of talking about the history of that too. So yeah, just really trying to promote the area, I guess.
I heard, this is not for that, but.
Wait a minute. Hi. Now tell me about your participation in this event.
So this is the Port Townsend Victorian Heritage Festival that happens every year around this time. We love to dress up in Victorian costume to come to the event. It's not required to dress up, but it makes it so much more fun. We dress up in every type of costume from the Victorian era, starting from the 1830s all the way through the early 1900s. Today, Andrew's wearing a beautiful seaside bustle dress, and I'm getting dressed in one too, but I'm currently in my scandalous underthings as I'm getting ready. They have lectures, they have tours of Victorian houses in this beautiful seaport town. They talk about the heritage here, how the Victorians lived during the era, a lot to do with the port and how it was involved during the Victorian era. The history, it's amazing. They do dances, they do teas, they do demonstrations. It's just the most wonderful weekend, especially if you are a history buff, if you love the water, if you love Victorian architecture. It's the best place to be this time of year.
And tell me about your outfit and what are you going to be putting on?
So I have a chemise right now, and I have this is about 1850s corset. It's a little bit earlier than the outfit I'm going to put on right now. And then I've got, let's see. So this is my bustle. Let's get this out here. So this is my bustle. It's a boned garment, and it has a ruffle that goes over it so that the bones don't show through my dress. And I tie it around my waist, and it goes on the back, and that's what creates this nice bump in my dress.
And it goes in the back.
Yeah, it goes in the back.
Oh, how neat.
So during the 1870s through the late 1880s, bustles were all the rage. The bigger the better during the 1870s, and then they slimmed down demurely to just a little bum pad. And then in the late 1880s, they got really big and fabulous again. And the bigger the better, which is so fun to wear. Now I should have better shoes and tights on, but walking around's a little hard for me in Victorian shoes, so I hide them under my dress. I figure if you're trying to look under my dress for my shoes, then my fabulous outfit was done wrong.
Oh, I think this is great. Oh, how wonderful. Now, what are you going to put on next?
Okay, so I have a petticoat that goes on next. And this is just an extra layer to kind of smooth everything out and help with my dress. Yeah. Thank you. It's always nice to have a friend or a lady's maid to help you get dressed.
This is why they all had ladies' maids.
Thank you.
And what is this?
So this is my underskirt. Oh, I think it's attached. Hang on one sec. Ah, there we go. So this is the first layer of my actual dress. Sorry, Andrea, I love you. Amazing. So
And then
this
she'll put on an
is-
overskirt and an apron.
Yeah. This is my overskirt. It probably just pins at this point. So my name is Emily Partridge, and if you're interested, I'm on Instagram as the Sucky Seamstress. I love to do historical costuming and some cosplay. So with my historical costuming, sorry, as I grab my stuff, with my historical costuming, I love dressing up in a historical costume, and I love especially to dress up with friends and like-minded people who just love history and the costumes. And buying costumes can get expensive, so I have to make my own. And I go by the Sucky Seamstress online because I'm not the greatest seamstress. Don't look too closely at my costumes. But I figure historically adequate and looking good from at least 5 feet away is good enough. We don't judge here, we just have fun. So on Instagram, if you look up the Sucky Seamstress, you can find pictures of my work, events that I go to, costumes that I make, and you'll also find links to friends that also costume and make gorgeous costumes, like my amazing friend Andrea here. And you'll be able to see lots of historical costumers. And if you're interested in historical costuming, you can absolutely message me on Instagram, and I'd be happy to answer any questions or help you find historical costuming in your area.
Do I need to tighten it a little bit more?
No, I'm just seeing over.
Oh, see. You're good.
You make beautiful clothes.
Oh, you're very kind.
Really,
Thank
really
you.
nice.
I try my best, and
Oh,
that's
it's
all.
beautiful.
That's
Your frog's caught on your frog. There you go.
Oh, there we go. I figure your best is all that's needed, right?
It's wonderful. It's just beautiful. And it's nice that there's so many layers to it, so it's very authentic.
It is. It is. I feel like most historical costumers discover early on that if you don't have all the right underlayers, the top layer doesn't look right. You don't get that right silhouette. Your skirts don't poof like they should. You don't get that nice hourglass like the Victorian ladies had. And so the next time you costume, you say, oh, I need that corset, I need those petticoats to get that nice, beautiful silhouette like they had.
And people can call you for any occasion.
Yeah.
And you will design up a costume for them.
Oh no, I do not costume for others.
Oh,
I only costume for myself. But there are plenty of historical costumers out there that do costume for others. And I'd be happy to point you in their direction. A lot of them have Etsy stores and also shops online that they are happy to make costumes for others. I get too nervous to costume for others.
That's okay. So you make creative costumes for yourself.
I make creative costumes for me.
Did you make that hat?
I did. This is my
Wow.
my little percher hat.
beautiful.
And then my costume is complete.
Wow. Oh, that's beautiful.
So the Victorian Heritage Festival in Port Townsend, it's happening this year on the first weekend of May. It has changed weekends the past couple of years, so you're going to want to stay tuned to their website, Victorian Heritage Festival, or their Facebook is usually updated regularly. Both of those are great resources to keep track of when the festival is going to be next year. It is just so fun, even if you don't want to dress up, the lectures, the events, walking around this beautiful seaside town. It has amazing little shops, it has delightful little restaurants, and you cannot beat this view.
Really see that door, Phil? Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. We're in Port Townsend. And tell me, what are you up to?
I'm here for the Victorian Heritage Festival of the Port Townsend Heritage Association.
And where are they going to be doing it?
So it's been here at this end of town all weekend. There's conferences going on right now in the Marine Park Pope building. You can check in at the Cotton building there. Some of the houses, the historic houses around town, are hosting tea parties. And let's see, last night there was a ball in the American Legion Hall. Yesterday afternoon there was a fashion show in that same Legion Hall. And there's walking tours uptown starting at 11 right now. I think it's about 11 right now. So there's things all over town, but this was the headquarters here in the Cotton building.
Nice.
Sure. Next year in 2026, they're celebrating the 175th anniversary of the start of Port Townsend, and the actual date is April 26th. So the festival will be April 24th, 25th, and 26th of 2026.
Thank you for being on my show.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello.
I'm the producer of the Public Interest Issue Show on TCTV. Can you tell me about this program?
Well, we're here for the Victorian Festival that's held every year. We're heading to a panel about dressing a Victorian lady, so learning all about old clothes. I like sewing costumes, so I'm always looking for new information. And I drag my mom along with me.
Hi. Hi, Mom. And you guys participate in this together.
Yes, we do.
And did you make her a costume?
Yes, not the shirt, but the skirt and the belt.
Wow. That's really nice. Now let's hurry to where you're going. Where are you going?
We're just going right here.
The Marine Park building.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't know, not very good at interviews.
And tell me about your costume.
This is from the 1880s, 1890s.
And did you make it?
I made the skirt and the belt, and the shirt and the hat was given to me.
Nice.
Briefcase.
And tell me about your outfit.
I got fat fingers. I can't make squat. Most of this was made or supplied courtesy of Hazel over there, the Victorian Festival committee member. Very talented, as you can see.
Oh, it's very nice. Oh, good. And hi. Tell me a little about your outfit.
Well, I think I'm the preacher's wife today. And I'm just wearing a black shirtwaist and a pleated skirt with 2 petticoats and a hat, a very fluffy decorated hat.
Tell me about how you started participating in this.
I think it was from doing a little bit of costuming and community theater. I became a professional stagehand after that, but I still like to sew and I like history, so it kind of goes together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm not wearing it, but the blue one I wore yesterday was also like a bit.
Like, she does amazing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It is. And also like Goodwill now. Like I get all my like white fabric to do like mock-ups for it now because I don't want to spend like $60 just to mess up.
Same. I have a bunch of old bed sheets in the
Amazing.
And-
I used to work at a fabric store, so she has like a bunch of like fabric. I need to like convince her to give it to me. It's like, please, can I borrow?
I got a bunch of my grandparents' old sewing supplies. I've got a metric ton of thread and old fabric and stuff.
Amazing.
I love how you made the costume you've got.
Oh, thank you.
It's just stunning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually made it to wear just an everyday outfit, and then I made these pants for my friend and was like, can I borrow them because they're perfect for the bloomers?
Oh, nice. And I love your mom's outfit. It's just beautiful. And now, what is the name of this event?
The Port Townsend Victorian Festival.
Tell me a little bit about your costume.
This is a seaside dress from the early bustle period, probably around 1872, I'd say.
And did you make it?
Yes, I did.
Wow, the buttons and everything. Oh, how beautiful. Now tell me about your involvement in this event.
I'm really just an attendee, although I was in the fashion show yesterday.
Nice. Well, thank you very much. It's a beautiful outfit.